Good evening, Raider Nation. Tonight's show is a little bit different. We're not doing this one tonight for clicks, subs, or likes. There may this is going to be tough. Bear with me. There might not be a lot of breaking Raiders news circulating through the football world today, but sometimes the most important stories aren't about the players, the coaches, or the statistics. They're about the people. Today, we're going to take time and remember a gentleman by the name of Robert Pena, a supporter of this channel and all other channels in this community. He supported the likes of 401 Raider Jeff, 805 Raider. I'm going to miss a bunch of them, man. I'm sorry. But he was a supporter of a lot of channels and a member of this Raider Nation family. While every one of us come from different cities, different backgrounds, and different walks of life, we are united by the silver and black. When one member of Raider Nation fails, we all feel it. But though every challenge, every loss, every setback, one truth remains. Raider Nation endures. The shield stays strong. Tonight, we'll remember one of our own. We'll talk Raiders football and celebrate the community. That's what makes this fan base the greatest in all of sports. So, Duncan, let's get this started.
Raider Nation! Stop scrolling. The silver and black conversation starts right here. Hot takes, real fans, no filters. This is the show where Raider Nation speaks. So crank it up! And show me your shit!
And we're back. And we're ready to rock and roll with this show because we have to. This is what we do. I'm Raiders First Downs, JD, Jason, however you want to call me. I got the professor to my right here, Donuts Duncan, and the boss, 41 underscore Raider underscore Jeff. This is a company show, so we are going to do this right. We're hoping we get more people in here. But first of all, we want to share your guys' thoughts in the chat. But let's start. Skipper, got anything?
The word skipper, you already got me. I'm still in shock over this. It's been a couple of days now, and it just, I was explaining to my daughter earlier. You have people that you meet in chat and everything, and people that have been with you since you started and everything, and in this adventure doing this YouTube thing. And there's always a certain amount that are always around no matter what, always one of the first ones in your chat when you set up a live show that reaches out and says something right away. The one thing with Robert Pena was he never called me Jeff. He always called me Skipper. So when he would leave a message on as a comment after a live show, or even in a short video, he would always say, he would always refer to me as Skipper. Him and I talked on Instagram quite a bit. He would always call me that there. I wish I was fortunate enough to have met him in person after knowing him for so long. I'm coming up on 3 years doing this. And he was one of the first ones that was, in my chats, along with guys like Sacktown Mike and Jack Kenna. To have known him on that level for 3 years, almost 3 years, that's why I think this is really tough. There's other guys in this content creator game that have been doing this a lot longer and have known him a lot longer, and had a little bit closer connection. Some have met him in person for the first time this year, like Sacktown Mike. Got to finally meet him. I wish I was able to. There was talk of him possibly coming out for either the home opener or even to the LA game. I would have, fortunately at that point, I would have been able to meet up with him.
Mhm.
Don't take things for granted. It sucks. It's like, I'm fortunate that I'm able to get out there this year, and yeah, it's going to be great being able to watch the Raiders play at home for the first time. My biggest takeaway from this whole trip I'm going to experience today is I'm going to get to meet so many people face to face that I either do shows with, like Jason, the guys in the chat, guys I've done shows with outside of Jason, I'm going to get to meet for the first time,
Mhm.
and I'm going to make it a point to, whatever I can do is to make sure I hook up with a lot of different people out there. Because God knows when I'm going to get a chance to get back out there. God knows what's going to happen to me in the future. Live every day like it's your last, folks. Nobody expected this coming. It's one thing when someone's sick, the inevitable's coming. When it's a tragedy like this that just comes out of nowhere. Gord Peterson is another one. A lot of people knew Gord too. I never knew him on a personal level either. I just knew him in chats. When it's a sudden thing, it hits hard because you're not expecting it. You get a chance to say goodbye when somebody's sick. When someone's not sick and that person's taken from you fast and quick like this, you don't get that chance to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this hits so hard. When you've got somebody that was always there for you, always supported you, no matter what your stupid ass take was on camera, or in chats. The guy was always positive, would always still stick by your side. I mean, he was one of my day one guys. I could always count on him to be in the chats, always have a comment, a positive comment, not a negative one, like always a positive comment. This one hurts. This one really hurts.
This one hurts bad. Yeah, this one.
Some guys had
with Gord passing, that hurt. But yeah. And I had
Gord wasn't a big follower on my channel. Like, he would be in there every now and then. He was more of in the Raider Ben's chat, and that's where I used to interact with him there, because I know how much that hit Ben. That Ben took that one hard, and so did some of the others and everything. But this one really hits, I think, everybody on all fronts, because he meant so much to everybody. He was always that voice of reason in the chat. He was a Raider true and true.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's tough. I'm going to miss him. I really am. I actually sent him an Instagram message saying how much I loved him, how much I'm going to miss him. How much I'm going to miss talking to him in Instagram. I know it's not going to be seen, but you know what? I think with me doing that, it kind of gave me a little bit of closure to this, knowing that that's the last message that I'm going to send to him. Whether he obviously isn't going to get a chance to see it, unfortunately. But this is a tough one. I don't usually get emotional, but I mean, this
is hard.
This one bothers me a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Because he's so close to my age too, and that's the other thing. It's like this guy was still young.
Just retired.
Yeah, and just retired. You and him shared something in common that none of us have, and was the love of your cars. He was so excited because I remember when he was getting it in the chats talking about it. Like, I'd be on a show and I could see you two talking in the chat about the car.
I was one of the first people he called, and he sent me the picture, and I was like blown away. I even went into the Suno studio and wrote him a song for it and sent it to him. And it's like, and I uploaded the song into our media assets if we want to share it later. It is, I know he said he played that in his car stereo, and I can just sit there picturing him, those metal knuckles on that steering wheel, and just pulling that horsepower in that small block Chevy down the road, man. And,
I don't want to hog all the time here, but people also need to realize that there's relationships outside of the Raiders.
Yeah.
So like you and him had that bond where you guys talked about your cars. You probably didn't even talk once about the Raiders when you were talking about the cars, because again, the love for your vehicles in your cars, you know, that was your common ground besides the Raiders. So it gave you another talking point about it. You know, it's just like Jason and I. There's times where we don't even talk Raiders. We're talking about our past service, and you know, with me being in the fire department, him being in the police department, we talk about that a lot of times too. And also, there's other common ground other than Raiders. So this is, you know, the Raiders bring us together, but other things hold us to a tighter bond. You know, I guess that's the best way.
Absolutely.
So we all come together as Raider fans, but we all develop friendships in our own ways outside of the Raiders too. You know, I've made friends for life doing this. You know, between guys in the chat, the people on the shows, you know, and that's what I had, I think, with him too, is that bond of friendship. You know, so this is gonna be something to get with. This really is.
Duncan, where are you at, man?
I mean, I obviously haven't known him like you guys did. I just recently got into this YouTubing stuff, and I think is the end of last year when I first found Jeff's channel, thanks to Jason. So, like, I don't have that connection like you guys do with him, but I can take away some of these small things, just like seeing the comments with Robert Pena in there is like every time he popped in, every single person in the chat was hitting that salute, saying what's up, how you doing. Like everybody was actually vested and interested in how Pena was doing. Like he made that much of an impact just through comments on YouTube channels. Like that takes a special person to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I wasn't close to him like you guys were or other people were, but it just sucks like losing anybody, whether it's part of your family or your friend's family or Raider Nation family. Like it's just rough. But I mean, there's some good things to take out of when somebody passes. You can go and remember all the good things about them, all the great stuff, different conversations. Like it sucks he's not here, but there's greatness in remembering what he left behind.
And this goes to show with our content creating and the community that we built with Jeff and all the other content creators that we associate with across this whole thing. Jeff, if you don't mind, up at the top, Raider Ryan posted one. This one right here.
Yeah, there you go.
That's on here.
What's up, Raider?
This one says a lot right here about who we are as a family. And it's not just the guys on the backside, on this side of the camera. It's the guys on the other side of the camera with the keyboards too that are just as important. Right, wrong, or indifferent. If you bleed silver and black, you are our family. Even if we have takes that we don't agree upon, that's what families do. If any of you guys have ever had siblings and do have siblings, you're going to have disagreements with your siblings. That's what we do. That's the same thing. But I can tell you this, as a Raider fan, when a fan of another team starts to attack one of my fellow Raider fans, I'm going to defend them. That's the honor that I bring to them, because we all wear the same shield. So Raider Ryan, I'm going to read his comment here. I don't make friendships easy nowadays, but I am proud to say that Robert Pena and my Raiders podcast family have all become my friends. And I'm grateful for every single one of you in the chats. Rest in peace. Well said, Ryan. Well said.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, and Raider Ryan, like he just said, he's one of those that supports all the time. I mean, he bought one of the hats that are in the merch, you know, and he sent me a picture of him wearing it. You know, it's guys like that, guys that are always in the channels, you know, whether they're a member of the channel or not. You know, these guys are always, you know, there's always guys that you can count on are going to be there no matter what the topic is. Even like my Friday night show, it's an NFL-based show, but so many Raider fans still come in and, you know, and they interact with fans from other teams and they're not disrespectful. You know, and I don't expect a lot of Raider fans to come, not because I'm talking other teams, but they still show up out of respect and support of, not so much respect, but support of my channel, and just like when they show up to you guys for your shows, when you do your shows, they show up to support no matter what you're talking about. So,
even if we're talking about fast food or whether a hot dog is a sandwich or whatever, there's guys in our chat that and we have
I mean, people still listen to you, even on some of the fucked up takes I've had. I mean, people still follow me and are still there regardless.
Yeah. And there are some times that some content creators like this guy and don't like that guy or whatever. Yeah. And that's but you know what? In the long run, we're all going to support you. Yep. We're going to support you guys in the chat as well, because that's why we do this. It's hard to have a Raider conversation in public, at the grocery store, at the bank, all the time, because there's not always Raider fans. Where we live, there's a lot of Raider fans. You run into a lot of Raider fans. I mean, I ran into 3 of them this morning at the gas pumps. But like you guys that are out across the United States, you're not going to come across that as much. In fact, you're going to be in enemy territory. So for you to be able to come on a show like this on YouTube and express your football knowledge or your passion for the team, and so on and so forth, and just being Captain Ralph says it all the time, man. There's only one MFN Raider, one MFN Nation. That's Raider Nation. Yep. And when other teams or other players try to throw Nation behind their team, the only team that gets an excuse that beats us is the Boston Red Sox. That's it. Yeah. If anything, Boston Red Sox fans could say, hey, you stole it from us. But we're the Raider Nation. There is only one nation. That's the Raider Nation. If you want something to...
Did you see Miles Garrett calling the Rams Nation?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was kind of hitting on that. And when we talk about people like Robert Pena and Gord Peterson and other people that we've lost here recently and lost over the years. I mean, my father's a member of Raider Nation, been gone for 22 years, So it just, a piece of us leaves, but we're grateful for people like Duncan to bring on another member of the Raider Nation this year.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up real quick about Kenneth. Now, Kenneth is a Texans fan, and he's always in on my Friday night shows, and always calls in too. And for him as a Texans fan to be here and paying his respects to Robert Pena, that speaks volume too, because he's interacted with him in the chats. In that comment he says, our lives have a starting date and an ending date. It's what we do in between that matters. And that couldn't be truer to the form of what I talked about. You live your life to the fullest. Not every day is guaranteed. When you wake up in the morning, if you're still able to get out of bed and put your feet on the ground, that's a good day no matter what happens the rest of the day. It's still a good day. You made it through to the next day. So it sucks. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Things happen, and it's where I feel bad for him himself is he's not going to get to see what this team has the chance to become.
Yeah.
After all these years of being a Raider fan, probably a fan as long as you and I have, Jason, and Sacktown Mike and some of the older guys, he's not going to get the chance to see what this team's going to become.
Yeah.
And that's the shitty part in all this too. The fact that he's gone, he's not part of our lives anymore in real time, but he'll always be part of our memories. He'll be living in the chats forever for any past live shows and any recording, so his name will always still show there. He'll always still be a moderator on my show.
Yep.
It's ever going to change. I'm not removing him or anything along that line.
I'm not taking him off of Instagram either.
See for that, but it's just that him physically not being here to see what this team could eventually become with the way that we're going is probably one of the harder things too. Is that he's not going to be able to enjoy that with us. you know, and that I feel also on top of everything else that
Yeah.
he's not going to be here to experience that.
So
And
Duncan,
want to experience it for so long.
yeah. Duncan, you're the youngest one here.
Yeah.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, it's your birthday?
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I didn't want to make it about that because,
Well, your wife already put it in the chat, so
yeah, but
yeah. So
I wanted to keep it more on Pena.
yeah, but we're gonna. This is what Pena would want when I ask you this question, Duncan. You're the youngest, 33 years old. Me, Jeff, Pena, Sacktown, and several others up and through here have seen and witnessed and celebrated Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
But I want you to tell the crowd, the chat, those in the chat, what it means to you to be a Raider fan and part of the Raider Nation.
Oh, honestly, it's kind of grittiness, scrappiness, toughness, like, and just kind of a unity when it comes to fandom. Like, I've seen plenty of verbal fights and discontent between Raider fans, but at the end of the day, it's like everybody goes back home, relaxes. Next day, they're talking just like best buddies again.
Mm-hmm.
It to compare it to like other stuff from my experiences, like it's just weird because there's nothing like it. Like I didn't serve in the military or anything. Like I played football and had teammates and everything, but Raider Nation's just different. And like going through all these turmoil seasons of just constant losing and still being there, excited every game to root for my team and see other fans ready and excited. Like heck, even like Half Black Zach in our Discord, like there's no getting that guy's attitude down. Like we're still there ready to root for our team, even
Mm-hmm.
though we haven't been good. Like it's just there's nothing like it. That's why to me there's like a toughness and grittiness to Raider Nation because we're still here. Like we haven't been successful, but we're still here. We're still ready to celebrate our team. You got people like 805 that are sitting there willing to watch these terrible games on repeat over and over and over again to study the film. Like
That poor guy, I feel sorry for him sometimes.
like it just goes to show like all these different types of people in Raider Nation that just makes us so great. And Pena was another one where he gets knocked down, but he's always looking at the positive. He's looking at the good things. Like, man, we just got a great coach. This season may not be the greatest, but we have greatness coming in our future. Like it Raider Nation is just awesome. And unfortunately, most of my life the Raiders have been bad, but I did start out as a Raider fan when we were good in the early 2000s. And unfortunately, it's been downhill since then. But it's just something about this offseason that just there's something special coming for us.
Yeah, I do. I think so too. I think there's
The two of you on the screen.
yeah, no. First I was trying to I gotta do this.
So Duncan, while you were talking, a bunch of people were giving you happy birthdays.
Yeah, I've seen that. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. Kind of weird doing this on YouTube. People saying happy birthday. It's a new experience for me. But it's awesome. That's another thing I want to bring up with like nowadays with all this technology and all these different apps. Like there's a way now for everyone who's known Pena to go and like see his Facebook page or his Instagrams, like see stuff that he's posted and remember him through that and just remind them of their own personal stories about the guy. Like the technology we have nowadays, like we take it for granted because it's like every year a new iPhone comes out. Every 2 weeks there's a new update on your most used app. Like all this technology is able to allow us to remember like the past and our past experiences. So don't take that for granted.
So 805, I saw 805 was in the chat. 805, I sent you a link in Instagram. You're more than welcome to join us on stage. If you want to kind of express how you feel, whatnot. You got a powerful voice in this whole community, and I'm sure the guys in the chat would appreciate it from you as well. But yeah, long story short, the being a member of the Raider Nation, being a Raider fan, I was born into it. Born into it by my father, and I'll tell that we talked about. There's a story. There's kind of a weird situation and a story that kind of the coincidence of it and the timing of it just sends a chill down my spine. But I'm going to say that for the end of the show. Because it's kind of a long drawn out one, but it's a circle. It kind of gives you a circle of life. And sometimes things happen that you just, when they happen, you just go, wow, the links of all these different circumstances that took place. And I'll share that later on in the show. But in the meantime, can we do a roll call with our chat guys? Because we've got a lot of guys in the chat that we need to give some shout outs to, man.
Yeah.
Jeff, if you want to cover your channel real quick.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of been popping them up on the screen as I've been popping in.
Yeah.
Just you guys are talking.
Yeah. Just a roll
Mike.
call. And those of you guys that are in the chat, if we miss your comment in the chat, just bear with us. We're going to get through it as best as we possibly can. This is kind of a different type of show. We're not used to this, Jeff. This isn't something we can prepare for, because me and Jeff can tell you that we can prepare for a show with topics and content and stuff like that. But whenever we're doing a show like this, there's no preparing for it, and you just got to do it. You got to take your heart and your bloodline and your passion for what we do. And whether I was doing content creating or was part of this company, this production company, or whatever, and I know you giggle, but it's kind of in a roundabout way. That's what we're doing with Leo, LB Raider, Cheetah Linus, Jay Raider, Raider Rebel, 805, Chris from Protect the Shield, Severe, Turf, Rundown. I can name names and names of guys that I've been following for the last 2 years, year and a half, that motivated me. And then when I was invited by Jeff to come on and participate with him, and saw how being on this side of the camera and being able to espouse some of the things that I know, and then the same thing with Duncan as well, that it gives us a different feeling and a different take on where we're really going with fans. Now, sometimes I think we can get too tied up in the specifics and not sit back and relax, because ultimately that's what we are. We are fans. We're not general managers. We're not head coaches. We're not players. Okay. We're fans, and we all have to treat each other like fans in a roundabout way. Now, we talked about it earlier, having disagreements. There's nothing wrong with that. But when disagreements start to become personal attacks, threats of violence, things like that, y'all are stepping over the line when you do that. I'm sorry. Keeping it rated R is okay, because that's what siblings do. They cuss each other out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you start putting a little bit of more spin on it, and it becomes sexual in nature, things of that, then we got to kind of say, hey, it ain't worth it to be doing that. It's not, because none of us are here to cure the problem. We're here to watch the cure. So that's what we embrace, watching and seeing what is fits with Southie. That's a winning football team.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Winning. I don't care if we draft SpongeBob SquarePants to play quarterback. I just want to win. And that's what Robert Pena would want. Jeff?
Yeah.
Hobo, I just saw you popped in and you just asked what happened. Robert Pena, who was always one of the OGs and was always in our chats all the time, he passed away unexpectedly on June 4th, supposedly in a car accident. What the actual details, I don't know. Nobody knows at this point, as far as I know. But yeah, that's what happened. We were all hit with the news yesterday. D-Menace broke the news in a big group chat that I'm in on IG. I think, Jason, you're in that one too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And right after that, obviously I commented on it, and then I sent Raider Ben a text because I know he'd been around Raider Ben for a long time too, and he even mentioned it because I jumped on the show with them last night. They were doing a little memorial to him on Raider Ben's channel, and he goes, all of a sudden my phone dings this morning. He goes, it's Jeff calling, sending me a text. He goes, just to let you know, I don't know if you've heard or not, but Robert Pena passed away. He goes, I was like, what? He goes, I couldn't believe it. He goes, so I responded to his text. He goes, and I just started looking around, and he goes, and I saw all these messages coming out. He was like, holy shit. He goes, and this Gord obviously hurt too. He says, but Robert Pena hurts, also because, again, it's a guy that was around Raider Ben for a long time. Ben's been in this game a lot longer than most of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing YouTube for almost, over 10 years, I think. He's been around for a long time doing this. Yeah. So he's had a chance to develop a lot of relationships, with the chat, anybody in and out of the chat through the years, so yeah. I mean, eventually, if we hadn't heard anything, I think somebody would have probably started to notice, like, why, how come we haven't seen Pena in the chat? Which is what happened with Gord.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden it was quite a while, and all of a sudden somebody said, why haven't we seen Gord? And last night, another name came up last night. Somebody asked, what about All Eyes on G? We haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him in the chat.
I haven't seen Rorschach in a while either.
Rorschach's been around. I've seen him in and out. But you start to realize this after a while, So it's like I totally just didn't even see that whole message. It popped up so fast.
Sorry.
He couldn't pass a lie detector test if his life depended on it.
You know what you're getting from him.
But it's like we take notice as the guys that run the shows when certain people aren't around for a while. It's like you notice it. It's like somebody that would be in your channel for so long, and all of a sudden they disappear for a while. Like Navy Vet, I just saw he's in here tonight.
I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah.
He also explained why he hasn't been around.
Yeah.
So you start to worry about certain people. People that you're close to. Like if Bueno disappears for a while, we figured his fridge got a hold of him and heat him up. So
yeah, I got a new fridge too. I got a new fridge this week. Bueno, have your fridge call my fridge.
Yeah. Yeah, Sacktown Kenneth always calls in on Friday nights.
Kenneth's a good dude.
He's been one of my regulars on Friday nights. That's not a Raiders fan.
Marcus Banks, a Titans fan, another one of our loyal followers. That he's not a Raider fan, but man, I tell you what, he comes in. He's got great Raider takes.
Mm-hmm. He actually called you and I one night when we were doing one of our Raider Nation voices.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was cool to hear from him on the phone.
Yeah. Coach Sippin' Jamba Juice, another guy that he's a regular as
Money
well.
Chuck.
Shout out to him. Money Chuck. Money Chuck can rub some people the wrong way, but you know what? Sometimes old school people like that, that's just how they are. You got to learn. You just got to kind of learn how they are and just you deal with it.
Later, Tokyo Raider. Thanks for popping in here, brother.
Thank you so much, Tokyo Raider. Yep. And then I saw Avocasi put a short out as well.
That was tough to watch.
That one hurt. That one was tough.
That one,
Yeah.
I had to kind of take a couple of breaths on that one. Watching that, I was like, "Oh, Jesus!"
Jay Raiders made me tear up pretty bad too.
Yeah,
Style's another one that always shows up.
Yeah,
I even bump into him in other chats on other
So
Raider live streamers.
Yeah.
What's up, Ben? I see in there. People that don't know, Ben's changed his name to Silver and Black Clown.
Cool.
So,
that's a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing over there. He's doing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So,
and if you want to throw him a link, he's more than welcome to come on and visit a little bit too, if he wants to. For those of you guys that are out there, if any of you content creators are listening and want to come on stage for a little bit and give us speak about what Robert Pena meant to us, because I'm sure any content creator that's watching this show, he's been in their chat too. He's just one of those. And I remember one of the conversations when I called him on the phone and we were talking to him. I said, man, this is before we started the Show Me the Shield show. And I said, hey, I'm going to start this show and it's going to be geared towards Raider fans and their fandom, to where you come on and talk about how you became a fan, what's your fandom, talk about fandom so other people can share their fandom as well. And he goes, I would love to, but you ain't ever getting me on the screen. I go, touche, man. And we were FaceTiming. I was like, dude, really? Look who you're looking at that isn't afraid to go on camera, right? I have a face for radio and telephone. So I'm surprised my camera's still working with all the energy it has to use to try and fix me,
Cool Kev, another guy who's regularly around.
Cool Kev 75, another one. So, and I put together a little Suno track as well for the chat that we had it before. But this is more about talking about him and the homage that we paid towards him. And there's I know we were talking about the car thing, but here's a quick snippet, 18-second one. Go ahead. What was it, Jeff?
Nothing. It's a Ben just saying, all right.
No.
He's out.
That's the coolest sound. Small block Chevy with a bunch of power.
Yeah.
And
he was so excited when he got that car.
Yeah. Because
I remember him sending me a message and he sent me a picture of the car and everything. And he goes, this is what X amount of dollars get you. I'm not going to say the dollar. I was like, God damn, dude.
He outdid me.
He retired, he put the money towards buying that so he could enjoy it. And, and I guess that's the other real shitty part about all this too, is he's not even going to be able to enjoy his retirement and to do, to have long term with that car. I mean, he had a very short time frame with that vehicle. He bought it early this year, right? Wasn't it in January or something? I think it was. It
was in March, February or March. I can't. I'll have to go back and look.
And him being in Colorado, who knows what the weather was like out there? So how often did he actually get to enjoy it right now? Now would have been the time that he'd be, obviously getting to really get some use out of it. And, this is what happens in the fire service a lot too. I don't know about the police department, but I've had so many friends in former officers that retired, and within a year or two, they were gone. Like, they didn't even get to enjoy the retirement. Like, one of my former captains from the department I was on last, he retired, say he retired this year. Within a year and a half, he had passed away. Found out he had leukemia 2 months after he retired. Fought through it for about a year and a half, almost 2 months, and then succumbed to it. Guy didn't even get a chance to enjoy his retirement. I've had a lot of guys that have had this happen. I've got one that we just found out recently. He's fighting cancer. He was active on the job as early as February this year. And when I saw a picture of what he looked like Friday night, they had a fundraiser for him. He's skin and bones already, and it's only been a few months. But he was still active. He hadn't retired yet. This guy's not even going to get to enjoy his retirement. And neither is Robert Pena. He's not going to be able to enjoy that time with his wife and his family, driving around and cruising in that car from years to come. You know, it's stuff like that you know, you take for granted that, hey, I bought this and now I'm going to be able to have this for however long. And, you know, and it's gone. You know, well, he's gone. Sorry, not his gone. Yeah. He's gone. You know, so I mean, because I can only imagine what the family's going through. You know, he had a shit ton of grandkids too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the guy had a big.
He just went to Disneyland or Disney World. He sent me pictures of that because he knew my wife is a Disney nut. So he goes, "Hey, check this." He sends it. They go, "Yeah, wait till you're going to want to go back." He goes, "Nope, had enough." He goes, I'm good. We don't need to go back. Check that off the box." But yeah, I remember when he got his car and he had the car that he had was in a, it's not stock. The motor's not stock. It's a small block Chevy that's been pumped up. It didn't come with that car. But it had the stock steel wheels with the hubcaps on it, the black ones. And to me, with those cars, anything, however the car, like mine had the stock rims on it as well. And I was at a crossroads of changing those because it just gives it that ambiance of being original, even though underneath the hood, it's not original. Right. And you can tell when you start the thing. I mean, if I started my car up right now where I'm at, that you would just hear nothing but, and the car's right underneath me in the house. But like with him, you know, one of the first things he did is he went and put the Krager wheels on. And as you can see, when I say Krager wheels, the wheels that are on the car that's on our screen right now, those are Krager wheels. So they're chrome. That's not his car specifically. I drafted that one. But I do have pictures of his car specifically. But I will only share what he gave me. Even though on Instagram, there's tons, you go to his Instagram page, it's still open. I'm like, you know what? Those are his family's pictures. I will only use the pictures that he shared with me. And that's out of respect for the family, because even with tonight's show, even though we didn't put it on the thumbnail or on the title or anything like that, is because we're actually doing this show for Raider Nation. But it's to salute the family as well. Okay, because to his wife, if his wife or any of the family that's watching this, if you are watching, you're part of our family, and our heart goes out to you as well, and our tears that we shed are for you, because we take it hard, but for you guys, we know, and we've all been in that situation before. Jeff, you have been, I have been with my father as well. That it's just something that with time does heal, but you will never forget. And there'll always be that Sunday morning where you hear their voice, but they're not there. But they're always there. They're always with you, and you carry them. And the best thing about it, and this is one of the things I prided myself on, was carrying my dad with me. That was the most important thing. Also, I see Cheetah Linus. Thanks for coming in, Jeff. If you want to, he's more than welcome to jump in here too if he's got anything he wants to talk about at the same time. So,
real quick, want to give shout out to Michael Guerrero for stopping in. Also know Frank Weber was in here. I don't know if
Frank Weber as well. Yeah, SoCal Sal. Yeah. SoCal Sal. Shout out to him. He's in here.
D Menace, I saw commented earlier too.
And also, Jeff, if I hate to do this to you, man, because I'm trying not. On the computer I'm on, I don't have the the speed and the luxury that you have. I am getting a new computer. I already just scheduled it with the wife probably in the next month or two, so I won't have to deal with that no more. But if you can also extend an invitation to Sacktown Mike as well.
Yeah.
I know he's not a content creator, but
he was on with us last night too.
He's more Sacktown is more than welcome to come on here and share with us as well. But
Mike has an open invitation from me.
Yep. And I still got that video on my hard drive on the other computer. That thing's cool.
Check your Instagram. I just sent it to you.
So
yeah, he's easy to get the link to. Jack Henna's a pain in the ass. You got to send him an email, then send him a carrier pigeon so he can find the email.
Yeah, with instructions.
Morse code so the carrier pigeon can figure it out how to get it to him. And For 6 degrees of separation. For Jack Kenner, it's 5,000 messages before he can get to it.
Yeah.
Jack, what's going on?
You have a shout out to Jack. He's another one who's in here almost first every single time.
Yep.
Yeah, I know he was hot last night. He was on Ben's live before I popped on.
Yep.
And he couldn't even stay on. He had to get off because he was. When I first started watching Ben's show, he was tearing up. So,
I'm still my eyes are still watering.
They just anybody that went to Bakersfield for the event, they all met him. Like Leo met him for the first time. D Menace was there, so Raider Nation Jason. These guys all get to meet him in person for the first time ever. Some of them, so they had an actual personal connection with him. However, be it in the short term on that one day, but they still got to meet him and really got to see what the guy's like in face-to-face form and how down to earth and how such a nice guy he was. Because that's all I've heard since all this happened. They were all talking about how they got to meet him finally, and then this has all happened since then.
Yeah. Salute, Cash Lord. Thank you for stopping by.
Yep. Cash Lord, salute for coming in, man. And I'm going to give a shout out to Michael Guerrero as well, another true patriot of all of our channels.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Pain never goes away. Just get used to it. And the pain's, yeah.
I
can agree with that. I can agree with it. I don't think it really, I know I said pain heals all wounds. Sometimes time heals all wounds, but the day that you just remember the day, the moment, and it's there's like a snap picture it'll always be in your brain when that happened.
I'll be right back. I got to take her outside. The wife's not home. I'll be
Okay,
back.
No problem. So, but yeah, with Robert was he was loyal, dedicated, and when you call him a friend. He was a brother. He was more than just a friend. He was a brother. So, Sacktown, welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you're always welcome on this channel. You know that, brother.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate that you said that as well, Duncan. I appreciate that. I know Jeff said it to me before, too. I appreciate that, and you're right. I'm not a content creator. I just like going on other people's channels, and it's nice being a Raider fan that we have so many great content creators that allow other people, just people that are in the chat, the chance to speak their mind, especially when something like this happens. And this is a horrible thing, but it becomes less horrible when we have our family members around us to help. We're not alone. We're all feeling pain.
Yep.
So, and that helps.
Yeah. We the people's in the chat. Thanks for coming in.
But I do believe they'll be watching our success from somewhere.
No.
Oh, definitely.
Probably a better chance than the rest of us.
You're kind of breaking up, Mike.
That's me. I'm gonna go get my haircuts.
All right, I'm gonna pull you off stage real quick. So yeah, Circus Raider, thanks for coming in, brother. Yeah, rest in peace, Rob. And if anybody knows, Raider_Rob is also him on Instagram. He was so welcoming. He was a certified elder of the nation, wanted nothing but the best for everyone. Someone like him is gone, and yet my trolling ass is still around. Life is unfair. But yeah, words can just not explain how much he meant to us, and like I said, when I first started and I was getting in, and I just started with Jeff. I'd been with Jeff about 5 months doing the Sunday night podcast with them, and then doing a couple pop-ups with Jeff and kind of getting the hang of it and learning it, because I was learning how to do it so I could, do it myself. If I wanted to branch out, do it myself. And I will always forever be in debt to Jeff with the amount of energy and time that he has spent with me to teach me how to do this with StreamYard and the YouTube, and how to reach out to the fans and bring them in and share, the football side of things, but sometimes, just like now with what we're here now is, and I kind of heard what Sacktown was saying. But, there's, there, a lot of times when you have an actual family member pass away, you have other family members that will be there physically to console you, right? In this circumstance here, we're spread out all over the United States and all over the world, actually, because we have Afakasi and we have Captain Rafi and other people that are in other countries that, they do content creating and they participate with us as well. And it's the only way we can actually reach out and touch each other is through this, and I said it many times with Jeff and with you too as well, Duncan. Me and you have never met in person.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, the moment we sit down next to each other, it's like we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
It's just a brother. And it's the same thing with those that are in the stadium with us when we go to the games. It's like, I had, where I sat at the Oakland Coliseum, there were several people around me that had season tickets for years. We conversed and we talked, and then we had, personal contact where we would discuss things besides football, and we just felt, and I couldn't tell, for the life of me, man, I couldn't even tell you what their last name was. I just knew them by their first name, but you built that brotherhood. And then when you walk out the stadium, it's like we were together, especially, and Sacktown can relate to this, is when that Kool in the Gang song is popping off coming out of the stadium, it is something else, ain't it?
Oh, man, that gets the after party going, man, right?
Doesn't
there,
it?
Man.
Yeah.
Then the Oakland PD and Oakland Alameda Sheriffs have a hard time getting us out of that parking lot.
Yeah, they had the helicopter circling over.
Oh yeah.
Oakland
You must
PD.
disperse. You must disperse.
Well, we ain't. Cheers to you.
We will eventually.
Yeah, we will.
We're just waiting for traffic to go down. Have another beer.
Yeah, we're doing you guys a favor. We're not clogging up all the intersections.
Yeah, we're picking up all of our trash and putting in bags for you guys. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. I know we picked up most of our trash, but the coals got dumped on the ground all of the time. So, which is, I know later on down the road they put 55-gallon drums out to where they tell you, hey, dump your coals in this.
Yeah, they didn't have enough of those, man. I just took my propane barbecue when I went. Because it was
yeah.
There was actually a guy out there that took a 5-gallon propane bottle and built a flamethrower. I'm not talking about no mediocre. I'm talking about one that can shoot flames for like 5 feet. And he'd get his Weber barbecue and throw his charcoal on it, and he'd stand like 5 feet away and take this flamethrower that he made and start his. That's how he started his coals. That's Oakland.
Yeah.
We had another guy that roasted a full pig. They'd stand there cranking that thing the whole time, whole tailgate.
And I don't understand how
pig with an apple in his mouth and everything.
I didn't understand how they do that, because roasting a whole pig takes longer than 4 hours sometimes.
Well, I'm pretty sure they had. I'm pretty sure they had it partially cooked before they got there. Just put the finishing touches on it. Heated it back up basically.
Towards the end, this was probably about 2015, 2016. The wood pellet grills started to come out, being a little popular. Those Traeger wood pellets came out.
Oh,
And I had
yeah,
a buddy of mine
yeah.
that built one on a trailer hitch. And he ran an inverter off of his battery into the back of the truck to power it. And he would put all the meat and everything and then lock it up. He'd put a chain around it so it wouldn't come open. And it was affixed to the trailer hitch. And he'd go down the road with that thing smoking, cooking meat. So when he got to the parking lot, he just take it. Two guys would just pick it up, and put it down on the ground, and they'd finish cooking their proteins right there.
Yeah, the stuff you see in the tailgates in Oakland. I was in lot D. I'm not sure what lot you were in, Jason. Lot
We
D was the
started out
opposite
in
of
the A.
Yeah, hey, that's
Started
the south end. I went off the 66 side, which because that's all my friends. You're speaking of friends that we met when we were in Oakland. I still have 12 friends, at least 12 friends that I tailgated with. Some that I tailgated with, some that I spent time with in the that had seats near me in the black hole. That we still get together to watch games
Yeah.
together to this day.
Yeah. Hey, do you
And
know
yeah, I don't know. I know like two of them's last name.
Hey, Frank Weber's got a question that maybe you can answer, Sacktown, because you were with them at Bakersfield. What drink of choice did he have?
I never saw him in the event. I saw him. I ran into him in the event. It was mostly there's a pre-event party the night before at this bar restaurant, and then I saw him in the after party. Mainly, I saw him in the hotel afterwards because him and his friend Oscar stayed at the La Quinta, which is where me and Jack stayed at, and Blue and her fiance stayed at. 805 stayed at. We all stayed there, and so we all had these little. And our room was right by the pool, so we all met out in front of our room. So he had whatever was available. I don't know what his drink of choice was, but yeah,
Right.
I'll tell you what. I mentioned the other last night. Jeff's already heard this, so I apologize to anybody who's already heard this story, man. But if Robert Pena comes up with his arms out like this to give you a hug, you better take a deep breath of air because all that air is
He's
coming
going to
out of you.
squeeze you.
He will squeeze the air out of you, and you feel like your backbone's gonna break, man. That dude was a big old teddy bear, man. He didn't give those little fake half hugs, man. If he was gonna hug you, he gave you a hug,
Yeah.
Hug
and
you
I
like
will
a
always
man.
remember that'll be my biggest memory about him is his hugs. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, I thought I hugged hard. You know,
I know
But,
Cool Kev had a comment earlier mentioning Sierra Nevada, but that was a message in the bottle, so I don't know if he's saying Sierra Nevada was.
Yeah, I think that's Jack Kenna's drink, ain't it?
I know that's Jack Kennedy's drink, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were just like, they went before the event on Saturday. We just went to the A&PM. That's where Leo, Shona, 805, myself, Jack Kenna, and of course Robert Pena and his friend Oscar. We all met up there, and everybody was just buying beer and then bringing it back to the hotel. So it was whatever was available. That's what we were
Whatever
drinking.
was cold and tasty.
I got me a big old cup of coffee. Not from
Yeah.
Dunkin'. I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't get it from
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, but
Upgraded.
but I got me a big old cup of coffee because I had a bottle of Jameson's in the hotel room, and I wanted to make me an Irish coffee.
Mm.
That's what I drank.
Oh, my bad, Cool Kev.
Yeah, we saw that, Cool Kev.
I want to be a very good investigator.
Was there any Mike? Was there any cool stories that he told you while you guys were at the event, or was it just kind of short, sweet type conversations?
It was kind of short, where, like in front of most time we talked was in front of the hotel, in front of the hotel room and stuff like that. Because there's so many people at the pre-event party, the after party, the event itself. It was really hard to talk because it was so loud at that event. But he was just basically telling me about typical Robert Pena fashion. He's basically introducing me to his friend Oscar, and saying how cool of a dude that dude was. Oh man, you'll like this dude, and typical Robert Pena stuff.
Yeah.
Not talking about himself, talking about somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. He was actually when he went to Bakersfield, he actually was gonna probably drive up to Sacramento to visit some family that he had in Sacramento. And
he was supposed to fly to Sacramento and take a plane from Sacramento back to Colorado.
Yeah, and then on the drive up, he was going to stop by, and I was going to take him for a ride in old Black Betty, and didn't get to do it.
I still want to ride in that 72 SS of yours as well.
71.
Well, 71. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
No. It's
Robert Pena,
they both almost the same.
My very first car I bought when I was 15, because I've been working since I was 14. I saved up the money. I bought it. My very first car was a 67 Chevelle Malibu.
14, 80 years ago.
For Kenneth.
It was like they actually had a rubber tire. They didn't have they actually had rubber tires back then.
Yeah. Bias glide.
For Kenneth, because he's a Texans fan, I'll tell him one of my favorite Texans memories is when the Raiders played them in Mexico.
Oh yeah. So, I had that song that I wrote that I did for him on Suno. You guys want to hear it? It's pretty cool. I'll play about 30, 40 seconds of it. And then you guys can comment on it. But
I remember
when I sent it to him, he was like, damn, he goes, I'm playing that in my car.
I'll play it for him now.
Yeah. This one's for you, Robert. We love you, brother.
Real quick before you play it, we'll forget.
White as a preacher, Sunday light, come flashing under desert sky. She idles low like a barroom scene. Big block growl from deep within. Got scars and paint from a Friday fight. Rubber on the road every Saturday night. 4-speed shaking in my right hand. This Chevelle don't bow to no man. White 67, she's my outlaw bride. 3966 heartbeat, I can't deny. Long black stripes and a wicked grin. She ain't just steel, she's trouble and wind. From the county line to the river bend, she's my only truth, my closest friend. White 67, when the law rolls by, we just downshift low and let freedom fly. Dashboard glow like a neon dive. Radio hum keeps the past alive. Every gear feels like a loaded gun. Every green light says, son, you run. Dust kicks up like a smoky prayer. Midnight thunder in the summer. No GPS, no modern plan, just gasoline and an outlaw band. Ain't no screens in this cockpit, still don't whisper, she don't pretend. She's raw American till the end. When the sun sinks low and the tires ignite, we baptize that road in tailpipe light wide 67, wild and free. Only thing that ever understood me.
I wrote that. I did that before this. I did that months ago. And when you listen to the lyrics, man.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the mood of it and the lyrics of it was like, write that before or after this. The
No, I gave that song to him when he got the car. He called me the day he took delivery of the car.
Oh, I remember you saying something about that and putting it on MP3.
Yeah, and I said I was messing around. I was doing the studio, and I go, hey, I did something for my car, right? I was just that's cool. You know what? I'm gonna do one for him, and I sent it to him via Instagram. And he goes, wow. He goes, I'm playing that in my car when I'm driving, and I'm like, you better, because it tells the whole story of our passion of those cars, man. And
hey, can you imagine that on a road trip and just blasting that over and over again on a road trip?
Yeah. I play his song on my car. You know what I mean? It's that impactful. But
so I would add that to my Thunder Run list that I have on Spotify. I have a Thunder Run list. That's my while driving and
on 6 with the $2 chat. Rest in peace, Gorge, Spotlight, and Pena. See you all in Raider Heaven. And with that being said, we're on 6 being in the chat also. All the way from Bali, we have Afakasi with us. We all saw his message that he put out on Facebook. In YouTube in a short.
That short hit me right in the gut.
Watching you're emotional on that. Now you're someone that's been in this game for a long time.
Yeah, that was tear jerking.
Yeah,
Afakasi, I just want to give you your time, and so you can express what you need, what you want to say in regards to passing of our dear friend. He's a friend,
a brother.
Afakasi, the stage is yours, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, he's with us now. I just seen him in the panel. I'm on my phone, so everybody's small. AR, how you doing, man?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not using my usual setup. I'm actually on vacation at the moment. First things first, thank you for the kind words. That video I did was one take. I did that. I was asleep. I had a long day, and then I woke up, and that was the first thing I saw. I didn't even have time to rub the sleep out of my eyes. I just read something. I was like, wait, what? And when I heard the news, I was like, oh, crap. I had a full household at the time, so I went around the back and just did a video, one take, spoke from the heart about our dear friend, Robert, the greatest man I never got to meet. And the fact that, like, look how many people have said the same thing just really speaks volumes about the reach that man had. The fact that he made the effort for not just myself, but everybody. Like, it's like the guy had unlimited hours to just go around, and it didn't matter whether you had 100 people or you had 2 people. He would be one of, if not the first people there to say hello, stay active in your chat, and just encourage you and build you up. And there's, for us YouTubers, you don't understand how much that really uplifts you and motivates you to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I remember my early days, 2021, when I started to get active again, because I got inspired to do some Raider content, and my early days was very discouraging. I was doing it on Australian time. I wasn't getting anybody noticing me, or it just didn't seem like anybody cared, you know? And it took a little while, but then finally I had some American brothers and sisters pop up, and one of the very first ones was Robert, and he was always consistently there ever since then. Like I shared in the video, he reached out to me a lot in the off season, pleading for me to come back because he wanted to meet me and catch up with me the next time I return. And he was a guy I really wanted to make an effort for.
Yep.
Just so sad that I'll never get that chance. It's very it sucked, but salute to you guys yesterday. You guys did him really proud with that live that you did with Ben and Dirty and the gang. I would have joined, but I was so busy that day, so I dropped a super chat, and then I downloaded the show on the plane and I listened to it from start to finish, and that was one of the most enjoyable lives I was able to listen to, just seeing everyone get together and share their thoughts, and then at the very end talk a bit of Raider balls. So
yeah, it was actually being on there and everybody giving their thoughts and prayers and opinions, and how much, like you said, how much he meant to everybody. This isn't just somebody that we've seen in the chat once or twice. I mean, this is a guy that was always there.
Always there.
Mike was in
It's
there with me.
not being able to see him anymore. Like oh man, like yeah, it sucks. But it's rest in peace to him, Gord, and Gary. I was thinking about on the plane, I'm going to dub them Sky Pirates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can vision them sitting in the 100 section at Allegiant Stadium this year, helping us.
Yeah. And that's something that I said off of Casa before I reached out to you. I was saying that, what really sucks about all this is he's not going to be around in person to see what this team hopefully is going to become. He's not going to, as an old school Raider fan like myself and Mike and Jason, that lived through the good years, lived through all these shitty years. He's not going to be around in person to see what this team hopefully becomes in the near future. So he's not going to be here with us to celebrate that. He'll be there in spirit and in memory, and we'll carry that with us, obviously, because I'm sure when the time comes, there's going to be some of us that are going to say, shout out to him and Gord and anyone else that, we've lost that meant something to us, and to the chat too, because not only were guys like Robert Pena and Gord, supporters of us, but they were supporters of each other in the chat too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Outside of the chat, in Instagram, text messages, and whatnot, and Afakasi put it perfectly. Sometimes people in the chat don't understand how much it means to us that do this. The support that you give us, it means a lot to us, because without you guys, we're not here. We're not doing what we're doing. You guys keep us wanting to come back and keep giving you formats and platforms to put your voice to. Robert Pena was one of my day one guys, just like the guy sitting between you and Duncan. Sacktown Mike was one of my first guys that popped into my chat when we started doing this.
It's just
I was at the time I was looking for a good show to watch, and I was like, I found one.
Oh, you chose Jeff, huh?
Yeah, you choose poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was choosing, but I'm not going to mention no names that they were very popular and everything. And everybody's all excited about them. Like going, yeah, that's but
nah.
And challenge.
Why I wanted
this guy's real.
Yeah. I know Afakasi didn't get a chance last night to actually get on with us, but he was in the chat for a little bit. So I figured, let me reach out to him, see if he wants to pop up. I forgot you were in Bali, actually. You said it last night.
That's okay. I like I said, I'll make time.
So that's why, if I had the opportunity, I wanted to get you on here.
From us on the Show Me the Shield and 401 Raider Jeff Productions, we appreciate you, man, because I can't speak for Duncan, my partner on this show, but the boss, Skipper, and I, have a very fond relationship with you. You're special to us because it's not normal. I don't think other fan bases have other fans in other countries that are as dedicated as you are and still share that passion with us in the States. And I like when I told my wife that, I told my wife about you, and I can't show her pictures because that would I can't show her the pictures of Avikazi because we might have a problem then, But no,
I don't even want to know why you can't.
Well, if you see him and see me, you would know why my wife would be like,
There ain't nobody. There is.
No, Jason, I appreciate the sentiment.
Well, AR is another one of those guys.
Yeah,
AR is another one of those guys that's like nobody does not like him. I mean, I especially like it when he gets like amped up and does one of his. I wouldn't want to call it a rant. It's just like when he gets amped up and just tells you how he feels. I love that. That's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, his meter gets into the red, goes from the green to the red. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a passionate Raider fan for better and for worse. Yeah. If I have an opinion, sometimes that passion comes out. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong.
The one thing that I missed though when you came out here,
the passion. That's all.
When you came out here last season, the one thing I missed was, and I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall with you inside that Raider image store. I don't think there was one piece of merchandise in that store that you didn't either buy or try to buy. And I was like, I think he even bought the candy bars at the cash register. He was, it was like, holy scamoly, man.
It was like that. Was fun. And it wasn't just Raider image. It was lids. It was your sports. So if I saw Raider stuff, you don't understand like Raider image. You don't have that here in Australia. So for me, it was just like, yeah. But look, I don't want to make this about me. Respectfully, guys, I appreciate the kind words, and it means everything to me. Like this isn't about me. This is about our dear brother Robert. So if you want to,
but he's listening to our conversation. You guys do know he is listening to our conversation right now. He's looking down on us.
I'm betting he doesn't want it all about him either.
No, and he's that type.
Knowing him, I bet he doesn't want it to be all of him either.
I've had that conversation with him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'd like to have you come on our show and talk about." He goes, "Nope." He goes, "I like."
Robert?
Yep. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, and he said, "Nope."
I think I've seen him on 2 lives where I think he went. One time he went on with his face. I didn't even recognize him. I didn't know who he was. I had to kind of ask because we got the names on the panel so we can see everybody. And Salute to Donuts Duncan. This is the first time I've actually seen your face. So yeah, I put a face to the name in the chat. I appreciate it. But at the time when I joined, there was a whole bunch of people I recognized. Like, oh yeah, you, hello. And dude in the on the left, hello, who are you? Respectfully. And it's like, oh, it's me, Robert. I'm like, Robert, that's not you, Robert Pena. And he's like, yeah, Robert Pena. I'm like, oh shit! As soon as he says the name, it's like, oh wow, after 3 years of because before he didn't have a picture of himself. I think it was like a car or something. And you see the name in the chat, and then it's not until like they say who they are. And he's just like, oh, cool. Like you get to put a face to the name. Like it's almost a surreal moment when you've seen the name for years and then you put a face to it. I had that moment, I think, twice when I was in the States. Sorry to deviate, but when I had people who I see in my chat feed. Actually, I know three times it happened. One was Willie Wayne. When me, Ben, and the gang pulled up to Wingstop, and there was this guy who was there with this woman with decked out in Raider gear, and I was drunk, high, and obnoxious, and I leaned out the window and I started screaming, Raiders! And so did the rest of us. And then we get out the car, bundled out the car, and then we went to go say hello because we saw the Raider gear. And he's like, oh, it's me, Willie. I was like, what? Willie Wayne? No. It was Willie Wayne waiting for us.
Oh, nice.
Menace was another one. And Daniel Kim. Daniel Kim came up to me during the game. I don't know if he's active in your chat feed, but he's one of my viewers. And he came up to me
I
and
haven't
honored
seen
the
him
game.
for a
He's like,
while.
hey, what's up? So,
Yeah. Willie Wayne was just in here just a minute ago.
yeah.
No, I mean
I haven't
Daniel
seen him
Kim.
for a while.
That's one I haven't seen in a while.
Well, we were talking about that last night on Ben Show. Like somebody brought up All Eyes on G. We haven't seen him in the chats in a long time.
Yeah, it brought up All Eyes on G and Billy.
That's
Billy,
that's
Billy Davis. That's
Yeah,
another-
because I remember
Billy
for a time he was saying that he was struggling on my live, and then I didn't even think about it. But then when somebody brought up Billy Davis, that's it. Someone brought up Billy. I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen him in a while. Like, I hope he's okay. So
I've
first thing I did when I touched down here in Bali, I got my phone and I reached out and I haven't heard from him. So yeah, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I IG'd him a couple times and heard back there because he had the problems with getting his wife and his daughter back after that car accident. You know, getting back to Colorado. That I guess that's where he lived, was Colorado.
Yeah,
Cool,
I hope he's okay. So I knew he was struggling for a little bit.
But yeah, this is a tough one.
Hey, how old was Robert, Mike? Do you remember?
He was 54. He was
Okay.
from what I was like. I heard he was 44. That would make him 9 years younger than me. That'd make him 50, sitting on his month of birth.
So he's 2 years younger than me, and Jason, you're right in between us then, right?
Yeah, I'm 53.
Sorry, this is important for me. So you say he's 54?
Yeah.
And did he turn 54 this year, or
Yes,
was it?
depending on the month of his birth.
Okay.
He was born in
I
74.
really
so
wanna-
I know.
I'm not
sure which month.
I want to get his jersey. I want to get a custom-made jersey with his name on the back, and I'm contemplating what number. But now that I know his age, I might get his birth here. So, yeah, that's a number. That's the number. Thank you.
Or 74 the year he was born. You know, that'd be
Or
good.
67, the year of his car. I know. The 67 Chevelle was his. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. To
Or
get
just the number, or just the number one.
Yeah. Or 67 SS.
I think 74 would be a good number.
Yeah,
that would be something.
That he was a linebacker though.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I didn't hear.
Heard he's a huge dude.
Yeah, he was, when I looked at the pictures, I'm like, he was a solid guy.
No,
I didn't ever knew what he. I mean, I've seen his face before, but I'd never seen like body size or whatever. And then I saw a picture the other day. I was like, well, the picture's from Bakersfield. You know, I was like, damn, he's a
big man. I'm telling you, he's a big man. He's not fat. He's just a man.
No, that's what I mean. He's solid. Like he's a bigger, solid type guy.
Yeah,
like overweight type of thing.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard he's really solid. Because another thing that really kind of warmed my heart, per se, was Robert went to that takeover event, the summer takeoff event.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, and I don't know how active he was at going to Raider events before that. That may have been his first time going to one in recent times, anyway. But I remember
that's kind of what he said. He just wanted to meet some people. He wanted to meet Jack Hanna, and he wanted to meet Jack Hanna for one, and then he learned about me later, so he wanted to meet me as well. He was just going there to meet. Well, that's Robert Pena. He just wanted to meet.
So was that the first time? Like he'd been to a proper Raider event?
That he wasn't there the year before. I don't know if he's been to any other Raider events, but he lives in Colorado, or Excuse me. He lived in Colorado. So I mean, it's I don't know how many he's been to, but it was a big deal for him to go because like I think Jason was alluding to earlier. He went down. He went to Disneyland. I mean, he made a big old deal out of this,
Yeah.
and then drove up through Sacramento, and then flew back to Colorado.
So down at
That's
the end of
where
the
I
end of the
was.
row, down at the end of the row here, my partner in crime on this show, Mr. Duncan, listening to all these old folks talk. I mean, AR is not that old, but us old folks. What do you got to say, young man?
I don't have much to say. I mean, I enjoy listening to all the old stories and people's stories of, I don't know, being part of Raider Nation, meeting people that are special in their lives, especially in this time where it's specifically about Pena. Like, it's just awesome to hear about a guy that you didn't really know. So it kind of helps you connect and just realize how special he is.
Yeah. And I believe he is one of your subscribers as well. He liked you.
He is one of my first subscribers, and like we said earlier in the show, he's one of those guys that's always one of the first to comment.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not commenting before the show starts, because we're notoriously late every single show.
Yeah. Well,
someone put it best last night on. Someone put it best on Ben's live last night. If Robert Pena isn't following you or subscribed to you or commenting in your chat feed and you're doing Raider content, then you're not doing something right.
Yeah. Amen, brother. That's exactly.
Yep.
Thank you. That's why I feel that even makes me feel more blessed to have known him.
Tanner Jack, we're talking about Robert Pena. He's a huge Raider fan. He recently just passed away. I believe Jason said it was on Thursday.
The 4th, which was
a very active member of the chat feed. Not just this one, but on everybody's chat feed. So I don't know how new you are to the Tanner, but yeah.
Tanner Jack will know who Robert Pena is.
Yeah.
He's seen him before.
Sure. Yeah.
So
no, it's just, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, is like I didn't know Pena like you guys did, but it's just starting out on YouTube and him popping up along with a few others in the chat that are regularly watching our shows. Like, it just really awesome and encouraging. Like Afakasi said, just having people that are positive and just great fans of the Raiders, they're supporting you. Like, it really makes it fun and want you to do the next show. And then like, there's some days where it's like 2 days out of our regular show. And I'm like, man, why isn't it that day already? Like, I want to talk about the Raiders. I want to talk about the Raiders with the people in the chat and with Jason, and just it's just really enjoyable. It's super fun, and like having people like that around, like even if you don't know them in person, it's just an awesome feeling.
Yeah,
it sucks, but like, I guess at least he had that. I was talking about how he went to the summer kickoff event. It sucks, but at least he had that as a last life hurrah per se. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to celebrate with all the people that he come to know online, and
I know
seeing the smiles on his face,
he had a good time.
so humbling, honestly.
Yeah.
He was at
just
some
housekeeping,
the event party, the after party. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, just some housekeeping stuff. Let's not talk over each other.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, you're fine. Everybody's fine. It's just gotta.
It was me. It was me.
Tanner Jack. We don't know the exact what happened. All we know is that he did pass away on the 4th unexpectedly. The details are still kind of foggy as to what actually happened or how it happened. So until that time, I'm not gonna. No one up here really is going to sit there and say, "Oh, it was this, was that." We're not going to come to speculation until we know 100% what had happened.
Yeah,
we just received notice
that
from
what I heard,
broken by D Menace in the group chat on Instagram, and that's where everybody saw it first, and then it kind of branched out from that. That's where Afakasi saw it, Jason, myself, and I reached out to Ben right away because I knew how much he was on Ben's chat through the years, and I totally surprised Ben. He had no clue. He thought I was full of shit at first. He said it last night on his show, and then he started seeing all the other notifications coming out, from other people saying the same. He goes,
I'm gonna answer Arnie Garza real quick because he's bringing in some content stuff. And Arnie, I'm sure you were familiar with Robert Pena in the chat. He tragically passed away this week. This show is a tribute to him and a memory to him, and pay homage to him. If we get a chance to discuss football content, we will. But for the most part,
not going to happen tonight.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot really to talk about. It's we're going into the last week of off season, and then it's going to be. Then the shutters are going to get pulled down for 6 weeks, and but and the roundabout short. I'd never want to do another show like this again, ever.
But it's inevitable. I mean, it is going to happen, unfortunately, and we're all getting older. We're not getting younger.
Yeah.
And for him to not be a content creator with his own channel, producing his own content, and be as popular as he and Avocasi has mentioned this as well, that his staple in our community is powerful, and it's going to last. It's going to last way longer than people think.
Yeah.
So today is not the end of Robert Pena being part of our community. This is just something we got to get. We got to heal ourselves, and as we go forward, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing this for people like Robert Pena.
Tiana, he wasn't a content creator. I think he only, Afakasi mentioned, I think he'd never been on any of my shows. Afakasi was on a panel one day, and he was there when he pulled in, and I think that was one time. So I'm gonna pull up some pictures from his Instagram from the Bakersfield trip. All right, so this is so people that don't know what he looks like. This is off of his IG page, so this is public knowledge. This isn't something I'm sharing from his Facebook page. So this is from him at Bakersfield. So I'm going to bring it up on screen right now. And so obviously the first one is Jack Kenner and himself. So obviously everybody knows Jack Kenner's 00. That's Otto. Robert Pena is the one on the left. There's just a quick shot of him running out of camera. I'm going to get to the ones of him. There's him with his rings, all the different rings on his fingers.
Yeah.
That's him in 805. Now, again, these were all Bakersfield just a few weeks ago, May 18th, actually. So there he is with Metal Cindy. So he was in his element. I mean, he was surrounded by Raider fans and where he should have been, So here's another one with him with Power Raider.
Power Ranger.
I mean, you just look at him. He's not a guy you want to fuck around with, that's for sure. Just look at there he is. That's D Menace.
I love that band, D Menace.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
He's coming up in the New York game, but I'm obviously going to get to meet all these guys prior to in Vegas and in LA.
Is he going to be at the Vegas game?
Well, he's a great man. He's a great man.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the Vegas game, Jeff?
I think so. I'm not sure. Okay. But either way, I'll see him in LA. So
there's Joe Morley up there?
So there's Robert Pena, Jack Kenner behind him. There's Mike Wood throwing up the deuces behind. And then that's
Joe Morley.
Joe Morley.
Yeah, that's true.
His shirt.
Another content creator. Good.
And Jack Kenner. Good dude.
Yeah, I'm Jack Kenner. I don't know who that is.
Go back to that picture. Hey, Duncan, is that Leonard?
That looks like Leonard. It's kind of a weird angle, so it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, but that looks like Leonard, who is Darth Raider's brother.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you had him on your show then, the two brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that show. Yeah.
Our technical difficulty show.
Yeah.
Leonard was a trooper, man. Hopefully we get him on when preseason comes around.
And then here's
what's that?
Yeah. That's Raider Nation Jason next to him, and then
I
Jack.
thought so. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah,
Jason and Jack.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
So there's another guy that got to meet him in person too. That was able to see what it's like to be around this gentleman and how much of it. There he is with Leo.
Cheeto.
So he looks like he took a trip to Vegas, maybe too.
Yeah, I got a picture of him in front of Allegiant Stadium. It should be on his Instagram.
So that's him right there with that's Power Raider without his costume. That's Metal Cindy next to him. So this was
that's that blonde fitness Raider super fan.
I know who she is.
I know who she is. Yeah, good chick.
And there's another one with Raquel in the picture.
Hey, Raquel.
I think that's Travis next to him. And then there's Mike. I don't know who this is in the front. Yeah, that is
just before you move from that photo. Speaking of Raider Love, when I saw, I think 1 or 2 photos that Robert Pena shared of him going to the event, I actually reached out to Raider Love Raquel and I said, my guy Robert is going to that event. If you see him, please say hello and please, just roll the red carpet out for him, because I don't know if he had anybody that he knew. I didn't know his plans with Jack. I didn't know anything. I just knew he was going, and I was like, please, just if you see him, roll out the red carpet and get him to meet everybody and just treat him well. And then within 2 minutes of messaging that to her, she didn't even respond. I see pictures of them together. I was like, yes, my guy Robert. So yeah, that was cool.
Mike with the thick neck, man. Jesus Christ, look at this thing.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to 2 guys that have been around.
Yeah, go for
frequently. We got Alex showing up, and then we got Rosetown native.
Rosetown, salute, brother.
Guys.
Salute, guys.
Alex, thanks for coming in, guys.
Leonard again next with him there.
And for those of you that just joined in the chat, today's show is merely a tribute to our fallen comrade, Robert Pena. If you guys hadn't known, he tragically passed away this week, and left a big hole in all of our content creating and YouTube ventures. He is going to be sorely missed, but not forgotten by any means.
There he is in front of the Legion.
Yep.
So he did the whole Vegas then LA thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's great. It sucks that we lost him, but at least that was if he was to have a last life hurrah, at least he got to do that. Because a lot of people they don't get to try and live out their dreams, and at least Robert was able to make that come to fruition before he tragically passed. I like that photo there in front of Raider Image.
This one here.
Yeah, I did the same. You were talking about how I was in Raider Image before. I
walked in with pockets of money and walked out with his pockets hanging out empty.
I literally did. I told myself when I first went there, sorry, I didn't mean to make this about me, but when I first went there, I had a budget and I was like, I'm going to stick to my budget, maybe go a little over. I ended up dropping like nearly $2,000 Australian my first go around there. So I didn't know I was going to go back to Vegas, but I did. As you know, I went for round 2 and I told myself, no, I need to stay away from Raider Image. As good of a place as it is, it's bad for my pockets. And of course, I couldn't help myself the last day I was in Vegas. Granted, I actually did well at the casinos, so that kind of helped a little bit. So I went there, and again, I had a budget, and I just went way over it again. So that's actually 3 times I've done that, because I did the same when I went to Oakland 2019. I went to Raider Image with a budget, and I just threw that out the window, and I was like a kid in a candy store. Like, I want this, that. I'll buy the whole store if I could. But
that's why I said I'd love to have been a fly on the wall with you in there, man. It'd been like, just look at that. He's on we should have put you know what we should have done is not so much set a budget, but give you 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to fill the cart. Ready? Go.
It would have been faster than Usain Bolt.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the actual picture of his car. This is it right here.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Reminds me of Fast and the Furious. Just white.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that was a Charger though.
Charger.
Yeah, it was a Charger. There was a Chevelle. The best Chevelle
was a Charger, 69 Charger.
Yeah, the best Chevelle was in John Wick, the green one with the white stripes. But back onto Robert Pena, and I was going to share a story, but I was going to wait till the end of the show to share the story. And sometimes when people pass away, especially when you have a friendship with them and whatnot, sometimes coincidences come about. And I don't know how this coincidence, I mean, it just different parts of it align with me on a personal note. One is being today is my mom and dad's anniversary, right? And when my dad passed away, it was a year after we lost the Super Bowl, but we had these AFC championship hats. I had one and he had one. He never wore his. It stayed in the closet, on the top shelf in his closet. When he passed away, I took his hat and I put it with him in the casket with him because that's going to be his. That was the last year he went to games with me that year. The Chiefs game, he went to the Chiefs game with me that year, the one where it rained real bad. And I was like, man, I'm sorry. The weather was bad. He goes, oh no, man, I had a hell of a time.
Which one?
Man. The downpour. It was the raining downpour Kansas City game.
I remember several. Remember that?
Okay.
That downpour that was like balls coming down the steps.
So anyways,
it seemed like every time Kansas City came, it rained.
Yeah. So, anyways, continuing on. I had thought I lost my hat when we moved 22 years ago into this house. We moved into this house 22 years ago. I hadn't seen this hat 22 years. And I thought it was gone, right? I don't know where. I was like, whatever. I didn't even bother tearing. And I went through all my stuff, couldn't find it, never found it. So I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. But today's, my wife she was going through one of her totes and she found my hat in her tote.
Well, that's so great.
And she goes, look what I found. Now, here's where the story really starts to connect with Robert Pena. My dad's first name was Robert. My dad's favorite car was a 67 Chevelle. That's when it hit me. I was like, holy crap, somebody's telling me something, And tomorrow when I wake up, again, very few times you do this, but for both, and my middle name is Robert. My son's middle name is Robert. And when I wake up tomorrow and the next day, it's going to be for that name of Robert, and Robert Pena is going to be right there in the thick of it going forward.
Cherish that cap, my friend. Don't ever lose it.
Nope.
Don't ever lose it.
No, it means something. It means more now. Like I said, I hadn't seen this hat in 22 years.
Yeah.
Since we moved into this house, I haven't seen it. And just to see it pop up today.
You keep that cap by whatever means necessary at all costs. Don't ever lose it.
So it's just it's kind of strange how things happen like that. And you go, why? When you always look for the why. And I think that's the why. I think it's my dad speaking to me and the whole thing. And I hope my dad meets him. He gets to know him.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't you also say the date that Pena bought his car was
right about the time my dad passed away, back in early March. So it's right in that area. I have to look at the date he sent that. I have to look at the I pulled a photo up that he sent me and look at the metadata. But well, I'll just do it. Go ahead. You guys go ahead and talk. Huh?
No, but
thank you for
like-
sharing this.
Yeah.
Jason.
Like I was saying earlier, though, it's really awesome in the times that we're living right now, just being able to use the technology to pull up memories of people that we've met, talked to, and everything. And just how like one picture can just spark a bunch of different memories that you've had with someone special to you. It's just really a great thing. And just being able to talk to the people that you're close to so easily offhanded just because we have these cell phones, or even FaceTime, or talking over the internet like we are right now. Like, it's just awesome to be able to remember all the things of the past using this technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was March when he texted me, March 4th, which was the day my uncle passed away. So March is a bad month for my family. Everybody dies in the month of March.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Jason. That was a good story.
Yeah, it's kind of my own little homage to Robert. I just want to say thank you, Robert, for helping us find my hat. Couldn't have done it without you, brother.
Always looking out for those close to him.
Thanks for having me on, Jeff. I might take my leave now.
No problem.
I'm actually going to call Jack Kenner, just check on him, because he called me yesterday. I didn't get a chance to join your panel. I didn't get a chance to speak to him fully. I said I promised him I'd call him the next day, which is what I'm going to do now.
By the time I got on last night, he had already hopped off.
You better have a couple. You better have a couple hours to spare.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, I don't have time now, but I will make time tomorrow, and that time is now. So I'm going to go and give him a call.
AR,
Check
thank
on
you for coming on. This is all of our all three of us shows. Usually me and Duncan do this. This is our dual pad, but the boss is always welcome. This is 401 Raiders. Jeff is the reason why this happens.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but we appreciate you coming on. So because we have some followers that don't follow everybody. They just know us by our family names and follow us because they're family, but they get to see one of the guys that we talk about all the time in person on our show. And we appreciate that. And you're welcome. You're more than welcome at any time to pop in. And I'm going to Vegas for the home opener. And I hope to see, if you go, I hope to see you there, brother.
I will do everything in my power to be there. They're in LA. But it's good to hear that you two are going. Jason, have you been to a home game yet with Allegiant?
Yes.
Or even Oakland?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Allegiant once. I've been to Oakland Coliseum. I went probably 90 games at the Coliseum.
Okay.
And
you've been to 90 games?
9-0. Yeah, I had season
Nice.
tickets for 9 years. And then
Wow.
I had
That's awesome.
Sattown Mike's probably been to 200 at the Coliseum.
That's awesome. What about you,
about 180? About 180.
Yeah.
Mike was there the first game they opened.
That's counting.
Yeah, I've only been to.
No, actually, I joined after they in back LA, and I waited 7 years till the PS came down to it was $300 a ticket. So I was like 7th year after they came back from LA to Oakland. That's nice. 93.
Yeah.
3 to 99.
Hey, Mike, real quick, Rosetown's got a comment for you. He said cracked streams don't count.
What's he say? What's he say?
He said cracked streams don't count.
What did he say? Cracked
Sorry,
streams.
I didn't get Donut's answer.
Hold on.
What did he say?
I haven't been to Vegas yet. I've only been to Oakland.
Oh, that's what's up. How many times were you at the Coliseum?
I want to say maybe about 9 or 10 times.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. I never had season tickets or anything, but I started going a lot after I became an adult, started earning my own money. So that's when I got a handful of games going.
Yeah.
Made sure it took my dad on most of them.
0 for me.
Enjoyed the moments with him we spent together.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
I've never seen the Raiders play at home ever, whether it was LA, Oakland, or Vegas.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Raiders play.
Well, you will this year.
Oh yeah, I've never seen them play in their black uniforms because I've always seen them at away games on the East Coast, and they've always been
No shit.
Yeah.
No.
So this will be the first time
I
seeing
bet.
them.
I bet you.
It's the first time seeing them in their black uniforms in
Wow.
a game.
Yeah. Wow.
Seen it on TV a million goddamn times.
Chargers want to make one of their black uniforms.
Have they ever played in black away from home?
They might have at one point. They've won them before, but like Miami will do that to them. Miami will force them to wear the blacks because they'll be
right.
I bet the Chargers
on the other side.
will.
So they're sitting in the sun in the black, so that just beats them up too.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of firsts for me. So first time to Allegiant, first time to see the Raiders play at home, first time in their black uniforms, and the first time actually being able to watch them be introduced at the start of a game. Like any other games I've gone to, it's like, oh yeah, here they come, and they come running out. You know, for them to be introduced, whether it's the offense or defense, you know, that's going to be huge for me. And I'm sure it's probably going to be the defense because it's still going to be Max and that crew. If Fernando's the starter, then I guarantee it's going to be the offense.
They'll probably play Hell's Bells.
Oh yeah. When Hell's Bells started,
From what I heard and understand, home openers is when the crowd is the most electric.
Hold on, Mike.
You heard that bell ring.
Mike.
So for me, it's just a long list of firsts. You know, first time I'm going to meet a lot of guys face to face. You know, potentially if AR's there, get to meet him face to face. You know, Jason, obviously, him and I are going to definitely get together. You know, Leo and anybody else, you know, D Menace, anybody, because I'm going to LA the week after. So that's definitely in the works right now. Vegas trip is 100% locked in and secured. That's a definite. Now, if I go to LA, then I'll get to see even more because Ben's going to come down for that game. I broke it to him last night that I'm pushing to get to LA. He's coming down for that. So I know there'll be guys I'll get to meet in LA that I won't see in Vegas. You know, at the least, Dennis is coming out to New York. Leo's coming out to New York. So I would have got to see them anyway this season, but now I'm going to see them on a home turf. And that's even more special meaning, especially Jason.
Home opener and LA back to back. Week 1 and week 2 is the best case scenario. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that is the best case scenario for any Raider fan who wants to catch 2 games in the season back to back, especially being the home openers at Allegiant Stadium at home. And then we go to our home away from home. That, from a fan experience, will be your best chance to catch back-to-back Raider games. And they're in different locations, so it's a different vibe, but it's still Raider love all the same. Because there's a lot, as you said, there's a lot of passionate crews that are based in LA that don't go to Vegas, and the same vice versa. Like there's also obviously some that go to both, but LA is like a second home game for us. And I had just as good of a time going from one to the other. So yeah, if anybody who plans to go to Raider football, that would be your best bet. If you can make it happen, do so. But anyways, I got to get going, gang. Thanks for
coming in, AR. Salute to you, brother.
Hold on, I want to ask you a real quick question. Two questions. One, where in Bali are you? And 2, if you're in Vegas for the home opener, how are you getting back to LA? You flying?
Okay. First things first, before I answer that question, on 6, my guy on 6 is going to be in LA. So shout out to him. I'm actually going to catch up with him. The plan, if I can make it all happen, there's obviously some variables that I need to situate in life before I can book and send it per se. But the plan for me would be fly to LA, a 24-hour bender on the plane. And then go from there straight to Vegas on the Friday, and then catch the game, stick around in Vegas maybe till Tuesday, and then I was going to probably catch a coach back to where Moreno Valley is, where my guy Ansik, sorry to drive you on, but whatever. I'm gonna go. Oops. Well, anyways, that's where I will probably go after for a few days, and then base myself in LA, and then go from LA to the game, and then home maybe a few days after the game. Why?
What do you think about this idea? So we're both going to be in Vegas. If you make it to Vegas,
okay.
How about if we get a car and you and I drive back to LA, just the two of us, and make it like a little bit of a road trip, like have some fun type of shit? Because we're going to have time to kill. We can
trying to get a chauffeur.
I would probably have a third person in that car.
Don't ask me to drive because I'm not driving in the States. Being that we drive on the left side. We drive on the right side. On our side of the left side. We drive on the left side. Sorry, my head's going.
Yeah, no,
we drive on the left. You guys drive on the right. So it would just fuck up all my natural driving instincts.
I got an idea before you go.
Why
don't you rent a car with 2 steering wheels and you both can drive at the same time? And feel right at home.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
anyways, continue,
driver car.
Salute to you, Evakasi.
All right, I'm gonna check out, guys. Hey, thanks for letting me on.
Later, Mike.
Show.
Thanks for coming in, Mike.
Mike, buddy. Thank you.
What was you say, Mike?
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry I interrupted so much.
You're cool, Mike.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for coming.
You're good, man.
It's all about the brotherhood, Mike.
Where in Bali are you
Take care, Mike.
You're good.
Where are you?
Love you, Mike.
But take care, Mike.
If you don't want
Bali's
to
a
say
small island.
in Instagram, because I'm curious to look it up.
If you need to know, I'm in a place called Seminyak, but Bali's a small island. It's not that big.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck, man? I used to drive fire trucks.
But no, I appreciate that, Jeff.
That's
I
the
will take that
problem.
into consideration, and that does sound like a good idea.
Why not?
Firemen don't know how to drive. I've watched you guys.
I don't know. Have you seen the new police videos?
Have you seen some of the cop cars after? Yeah.
Wasn't me. Well, I wasn't driving.
There's a reason why cops are told not to chase anymore.
All right, gang. I really got to get going. I'm supposed to go like 20 minutes ago. Thanks for having me on, gang. Lastly, rest in peace, Robert Pena. One of the greatest men I never got to meet. And I hope you and the rest of the Sky Pirates are going to have fun in the sky, watching our beloved team return to glory. And maybe if you can do your little part as well when we're in a little bit of trouble on the field, you can do your angels in the outfield, thing. I think someone mentioned that last night, so, if there's moments where we need a little bit of a boost or help, I'm sure you guys can, I don't know, speak to the man upstairs to give you a pass to maybe help us out a bit. But, rest in peace, gang. We love you. We miss you. And, see you on the other side. All right. Take care, gang.
See you.
So.
Yeah, right now he's up there. They're all up there giving shit to Al Davis. Like, what'd you do for us for the last 27 years? But real quick, I know this was going on while we were all talking, and I'm sorry I missed it. But thank you for Predator for being a member of my channel for 9 months. I appreciate you, my brother.
No.
And then he followed that up right immediately with a gifted membership. I don't know who that went to. Let's see. See who got that. That went to Not a Bot. Nice. He's been in the chat for a while in the last few weeks for sure. So very well earned. So congrats to Not a Bot. Thank you to my buddy Anthony Predator for the gifted sub. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thanks, brother. It helps us out too, even though it's not our channel. It helps us out too.
Yes, it does.
So
yes, it does.
So I put usually Jeff. I don't know if you're familiar. I know sometimes you watch our show and sometimes you cringe and turn us off because of the way we go about handling our content on our show. But normally, what me and Duncan do is we vote for who had the best chat.
Okay.
In the chat room. Tonight, gonna do things a little different. I actually created a poll for tonight's best chat, and it's either Robert Pena or somebody else. So I know in spirit he'd be right here with us, giving us that chat. So if you're in the chat 1 is for Robert Pena. 2 is for somebody else. Let him hear you guys in the chat.
I still can't believe we're having to do a show like this.
I don't want to do another one like this. I can tell you that right now.
Unfortunately, like I said, it's inevitable. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
which sucks. It really does.
it does.
You know, and seriously, I mean, they're all up there now. You know, I can see them all up there now, screaming, you know, cheering Raiders, and you know, hopefully sending strong vibes down to the team itself. And
I'm gonna miss that
playoffs this year. We'll know why.
Yeah,
just sucks. This really does.
I wouldn't be surprised if Pena has God wearing silver and black on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would not be surprised.
I'm sure he's convinced Jesus that football stadium in Dallas is not worth the while. You got to pay attention to Allegiant. So
actually, Robert, while you're up there, do us all a favor. Can we go back in time and turn that into an actual fumble? Can we start there? Can you please? Can we get the records books rewritten for that day, so we wouldn't be stuck in the mud in this crappy situation we've been for years. You know,
it's funny how it all starts with that stupid game, huh?
It really does.
It does. It really does. It goes all the way back to that. From that point forward, you know. Yeah.
Well, we did go to the Super. We went to the Super Bowl after.
Yeah, but Gruden would have been traded if we made it to the Super Bowl that year.
Absolutely, yeah, that doesn't happen. He doesn't get traded if that because we're.
No, he doesn't get traded. He goes nowhere because that year that the Tuck rule happened, we win that Super Bowl because we were just geared to do it. We just got stuck in a shitty situation with the weather that hurt us, you know. And then that was it. That was the end of Gruden. And then the following year, we make it to the Super Bowl against our old coach.
Yeah,
running the same plays we ran years before with him as our coach. Didn't change a goddamn thing. Didn't change audibles. Didn't do nothing.
None of it.
Nope.
None of it.
Yeah,
but we'll let the chat get involved in the poll, and if anybody's got anything else in the chat for Robert Pena, you guys have anything else that you want to talk about?
No, can save it all for another show.
No, we're going to talk, and I know myself with Pride and Poise and Show Me the Shield and Raider Nation voices, will carry Robert Pena with me the whole time. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that. Mr. Downs, what's going on? when I call him. But
well, like I said in my pinned message on my channels, you know, I'm going to miss him. Calling me Skipper. I know Jason calls me that when I'm on the show.
That's where I got it from.
I know you did.
I didn't coin that phrase.
Whenever he would address me in chat or in Instagram, you know, it was always Skipper. You always called me Skipper.
Yeah.
You know, that, and like I said in my message, it's like I'm gonna miss that more. Obviously, I'm missing him too, but I'm gonna miss that from him every time he would be in the chat. You know, and that's. You know, that's an unfortunate situation that, you know, we lost a great one. Robert Pena. You know,
and it affects all of us. And there will be and no disrespect to anybody else that's out there listening in our chat and watching our shows. It's going to be hard to replace him. It's going to be hard to replace him. But I challenge you guys.
There is no replacing. It's just the way it is.
But as we wrap up tonight's show, guys, Skipper, thanks for joining us on Show Me the Shield. Duncan, aka I started calling Duncan the Professor. Neither one of you are going to call me Gilligan. Okay? That's not happening.
All right, Mr. Howell.
Yeah, Mr. Howell. But as we wrap up tonight's show, remember this, guys, everybody in the chat. Players come and go. Coaches come and go. Seasons come and go, but Raider Nation endures. The strength of this franchise has never been founded solely on the field. It lives in the people who wear the silver and black with pride. Support one another and keep the spirit of Raider Nation alive through every victory and every challenge. Tonight, we remembered one of our own, one of the greats. We shared stories, we shared memories, and we were reminded in this community is more than just football. For every fan we have lost, and for every fan still standing with us, and for every fan who will ever carry the torch in the future, Raider Nation endures, the shield stays strong, and it's just win, baby. And Skipper, you get to close it out with your famous outro.
Rest in peace, Robert Pena. Stay safe. Go Raiders.
Duncan.
Salute.
Go Raiders.
Cold open, counted out. Yeah, we heard the talk. Cold nights and long losses, still we walk. Scoreboard hurt, but the heart stayed real. Still wear the black, still flash the shield. From Oakland roots to Vegas dust, pain in the season, but we still trust. They say it's over, I say move